Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy Tactics Rebirth. After the last mission, I made a few minor changes to the characters. So Ramza, nothing new. Actually, I did equip the silk robes that we found on the corpses of our enemies. So I equipped one on Ramza, and one on the Oracle. I think I will stick with that just because the mana bonus that the Oracle gets, although it may in some ways be better off used on Deneb because she's a little bit weaker, and the Oracle obviously has the defense bonus that the Wizard does not. We'll see how that goes. Wizard, Deneb, I gave her Fire 2, because Rams already has Ice 2, so I want to diversify a little bit. Redford is unchanged. Judy, I'm still saving up points with her. I'm hoping to get a counter skill with her. Maybe the skill right here. I'm looking to get this one, Arrow Guard. Evade bow, crossbow attack, because I think it might come in handy when we get to the last mission of this act. And I'm very close to getting that. And Delita, I gave him Shield Break, which should come in handy. And I also gave him Jump +1. It's not a terribly useful skill, but he had some Archer job points sitting around, and really he's not going to be with us very much longer, so I might as well spend the job points while I have him. Actually, after this mission, I'm going to try to switch off of gain JP up with a lot of my characters if I can find a utility skill that will actually be beneficial for them. And you can see I also gave Deneb Jump +1 because, again, I just had the points sitting around and she didn't have a move skill otherwise. So, that is that. Let's move on to Fovoham Plains. So I've seen some attempts to reconstruct the full map of Ivalice online by fans by combining maps from various games such as this one and Final Fantasy XII. And I would be interested to see kind of what is across this Larner channel here. I mean, it's just a channel, so it shouldn't be that wide. But we don't see any landmass to the north. And I did want to note one thing, which I have made a mistake on before. Yeah, so I was calling this kingdom Ivalice. That's not actually correct. It's the kingdom of Omdolia. And Ivalice, I suppose, is like... what? Earth? It's a general term for this entire setting. Sort of like, you know, in Forgotten Realms and Dungeons & Dragons, they have the setting of Faerun. This is the setting of Ivalice, and this is the kingdom of Omdolia. So, minor point, but one I just wanted to get straight. So let's move on. This is an important battle, but the storyline doesn't develop in sort of the crucial ways that it did in the last episode. Of course, Gulagros is mistaken about Tedda's family. Is not Beluv, and this is going to sort of crystallize the tension that Delita and Ramza and the other members of the Beluv hosts have been going through in this act. The fact that Tedda is and is not a member of the family. And Wiegraf here is talking about self-sacrifice or the cause. He's kind of thinking in terms of the grand sweep of history and, you know, arguing that giving their lives to change society of Amdulia is more important than self-preservation. Just go down fighting to make people remember the cause of the Death Corps. I kind of thought about why Wiegraf decides to keep Tedda here. I think it's because he doesn't trust his subordinates to act honorably. Panicking. Alright. I think this mission is going to be hard. No two ways about it. I think our party is not leveled to the point that I usually have it, and it's just not really an optimal mix of characters either. So I hope we are able to finish this mission the first time around, but I'm not entirely confident that will be possible. So let's just hope for the best. I chose to bring Norn instead of Deneb just because I think that the Oracle's Paralyze skill will be useful in this mission. My biggest concern here is that Wiegraf is going to have just as high magic resistance as his sister did. Excuse me, which would put us in a very bad spot. This is one of the most iconic maps in the game, this windmill. It was on the back of the case for the North American release of Final Fantasy Tactics. I remember it quite well. Ramza clueless as always. And here Wiegraf has set down this path of revenge. Which will not turn out very well for him. Wiegraf is making the same mistake his sister made. And Ramza clarifying things. Maybe Wiegraf's honorable intentions overcome there by his desire for revenge. And Wiegraf is no slouch in this mission. This is the first time you encounter a character with sword skills, and they're pretty formidable. So we're gonna have to watch out for Stasis Sword. Though, let's take a look at his status. So yeah, he has a mithril sword and a round shield. He has very good equipment on, and he's got jump +2 equipped, so as to sort of maximize his mobility on this map, which has a lot of vertical variation. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to break his shield. I think that's better than trying to kill the Chocobo. Although, Chocobo is very low on life. Alright, I'll kill the Chocobo. So these monks are frightening. I'm definitely concerned about what they're going to do to the party, considering we have so many casters and so few melee characters. Well, Archer isn't a caster, but she nonetheless is not terribly strong physically. And I'm just trying to avoid, if I can, getting Ramza killed because of Stasis Sword. So if I move up here, I can hit Wiegraf, but I won't be able to hit this character. Look at this. It's not great damage. Okay. Actually going to... We're in the line of Ramza's spell, that would not be a good idea. So, like his sister, Wiegraf is vulnerable to this spell. Thankfully. It's our range leg. It's quite good. So, can we get away with here? Yeah, we have charge +5. So definitely going to go for that. So that's very good for us. In terms of improving our chances of survival. the stasis sword is taken out of the equation, and unlike in the last mission, we're not going up against any time mages, so we don't have to worry about it wearing out quite as fast. Ramza, speaking the truth here, really didn't want to kill Miluta, but she was dead set on dying. She refused to surrender. She knew she would be executed in any case. And Wiegraf here, also speaking the truth. Ramza really doesn't understand. So that's the biggest misconception I've ever seen in this game. For some reason, these knights really like to break helmets. I wonder if the creators of Rebirth added that in just because they felt like helmet break wouldn't be quite as annoying as, say, weapon break or shield break or armor break. Oh. That was a little bit unexpected. See if she does it as well. No. See, look at that defense. The Oracle, it's just really solid. I think. And we're gonna see as the game goes on just how true this statement is. So, I'm gonna have to fend off. Have to fend off. Phase 2 is not doing the best damage, but could be worse. Could be worse. Let's see, what are our chances on life drain? I think we might take our chances because. Let's see, I don't think the paralyzed chances are that high here. Well, they're certainly higher, but I feel like we're kind of getting overwhelmed at this point because we don't have 5 characters deployed like we did in the last mission, so I'm gonna try to equalize things by using life drain. I don't think it has the... This is probably the best option. My turn order is alright. And I think I don't want to move. I'm going to hold the line. Alright. I want to hit. I want to hit. Please work. Oh, great. Excellent. So you kind of start to appreciate why I said Oracle is OP in the post on Something Awful. Is like, caster, who has really high defense, can do life drain, and who also can regain mana by moving, and also has a very solid melee weapon eventually. Fortunately, not solid enough to survive that. So that wasn't her running out of life, that was her dying from the death effect of Crush Punch. Which is very bothersome. In fact, I'm in a really bad spot now. I think I might lose this. As I said, this mission is not easy. Because even if I kill these characters, I think I'm just gonna have to take the hit there, because I don't really have any other choice. Even if I kill these characters, Ramza is going to run out of mana, so he won't be able to use Raise, I don't think. And the only reason I didn't go and attack this knight with my archer is because I thought that I wouldn't be able to hit her, given the angle that I'd be firing at. So things have been pretty even so far, but I think given the fact that Wiegraf is just going to run around crush punching everybody, it's not looking so good for me. Not looking so good at all. Those monks are deadly. Ways about it. I'm really glad I did grab that white, or the silk robe in the last mission off those enemy corpses, because it has made a massive difference in terms of how much mana I have. I think we're kind of at the end of the line here, though. I guess I could try to raise Oracle as a kind of desperation move. Alright. It's up to you, Ramza. To you. Just not able to hit Wiegraf. So I think what I'm going to do here is just kill this monk. Oh, I can't. Sneaky. These work. Yeah. Just totally unreliable skill. Really not a fan. I don't think I've had it work for me at all in this playthrough. And that's it. Annihilated. So, let's think about what we could do differently. Would casting Don't Act with my Oracle have significantly changed the situation instead of Life Drain? I don't think so, because she was killed by Wiegraf. It may be beneficial to grab Silence with my Oracle, but I'm not certain that that will be effective against Wiegraf's sword skills. Let's see. I think I can get the ability. I can get silence. I don't think blind is really going to be. I mean, it's good in the sense that it actually has a very wide radius, and quite a high chance to hit this skill, but it won't take out Wiegraf's ability to hit us with his magic. I'm really torn on which is the better choice here. I guess I could cast Don't Act on Wiegraf and Blind on everybody else. I'll give that a try. What else can I do? Use time magic. We have seen that the priest skills are really quite ineffective in this mission. I could learn Protect and hope that gives me a better fighting chance. I'll give that a try. I mean, Redford could have been a lot more useful in the last mission. He just happened to get Stop cast on him. These break skills, I don't think are really going to be a factor, other than breaking Wiegraf's shield, if that's a possibility. And I don't think he has enough Chemist. But he does have enough to learn Phoenix Den. So assuming he lives, that could be very useful. Alright. Here we go. Our second attempt. The thing that really hurts us here is that we only have 4 characters. And Delita just wasn't really carrying his weight in that last mission. Things may go better this time, but I'm not terribly optimistic. I might as well take this time to mention that the poll is up, or rather the polls are up, and the results have been interesting. I didn't expect there to be as much support for Agrius as there has been. So I'm gonna kind of rethink my plans for what I'm going to do with the characters. In order to take into account the fact that she's probably going to win, and I'm kind of wondering what to do with her. She's kind of the default choice for character to use, a special character to use, because obviously Holy Sword is pretty good. But I'm not too sure what to do with the other classes she could use. Stats aren't that terrific, so it's gonna require a little bit of thought. Anyhow, I'll try putting Ramza here. That goes out front. And I'm gonna put him here and Judy there. And hope that maybe I can get a shot in on Wiegraf that way. Okay, here goes nothing. As for the other characters, looks like our caster, who I believe is Alicia. Alicia will be a summoner, and Lavian is still a little bit up in the air, and Rad is almost certainly going to be a Geomancer. Which is interesting. I haven't used him as a Geomancer before, but Geomancy is really quite good in Rebirth, so I'm looking forward to that. It just takes a while to learn all the different skills you need, but once you do, it's quite powerful. And once I pair that Geomancer class with some decent melee utility skill like 2 swords or possibly 2 hands, I think it'll be very strong, because he does get attack up, so his melee damage could be like totally through the roof. So I'm looking forward to using that. Oh yeah, and once the character pool is more or less decided, once things have kind of leveled off in terms of contributions, I will put up another poll for what we should do with the character that we've chosen. What class we should make him or her. Now, given what I know about these characters and their ability to inflict stop or death, I think it might be best to just bum rush the enemies and not worry about the chocobo too much. It's tempting to kill the chocobo because Choco Cure could be lethal for us in terms of destroying our chances at winning. Realistically, I don't have a better way of killing him. I guess I just have to kill this chocobo. Really irritating. Would it be better to kill somebody else? Okay, I'm gonna go after this. Wait. I want to see if this is the monk. Actually, both of the monks are lethal, so let's go after her. So first I'm going to paralyze Wiegraf. And here. I could only get it on more characters, that'd be great, but there's a slight elevation difference. I think this is the best use of it, though. %. You know what? I don't think it's actually that useful. Alright, I'm just gonna hit Wiegraf. We can kill him, the mission's over, right? So... So, thinking realistically, if I use Charge +5, hit him with the Knight, and cast Ice 2 against him, I would be doing about 130 damage. So that wouldn't be enough to kill him. And then the Chocobo would be able to cure him after that. Oh, those monks. Still, what's it gonna do? Excuse me. Alright, this is the point where I cast Blind. Or maybe... paralyze both of these characters. That would be excellent. Because the benefit of Blind is that it has much wider range that it will hit at. But... given that there's only... the characters are spread out enough that it wouldn't be too beneficial to use that. One of those characters are going to die anyway. Maybe that was a total waste. Well, I think it may be useful nonetheless to have one of them don't act. The question is, how much damage is Wiegraf going to do here? Okay, his Crush Punch didn't succeed in killing her. Annoying, but could be worse. But you can still do something. And I believe the best move here is just to attack Wiegraf. Have to go all in. don't think I can hit that far down. That's 3 spaces. That is 4. Yeah. So I'm going to have to attack this knight, which is not what I would like to do. Oh, irritating. Oh, I forgot that you don't actually have to take all his life off. So I could have potentially won the last mission, or won the mission earlier, if I had thought of that. Okay, so here's where things start to get intense. The ugly truth. I've always kind of wondered if Wiegraf is right when he says that Zalbag knew about it, because it seems like Zalbag telling Ramza and Delita where the Marquis was taken would run against Dysadarg's plans, because Dysadarg was upset when the Marquis was saved. So it seems likely to me that Zalbag didn't actually know about Dysadarg and Lark's plan at the time that he tipped off Ramza about where the Marquis might be held, or rather where the Death Corps might be stored. Honestly, I'm quite concerned about the next mission. I found it very difficult even when I was fairly high level. So, not sure how things are going to go for us. Delita is just completely losing it. And of course, it wasn't Wiegraf's intention to lie about being there. Wiegraf, I think his name was, his subordinate, decided to take off. As he said he would. I wonder if it says anything about that. Yeah, it does Alright then, so that's it for this episode. If you haven't voted on the character and class polls, please do so. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we will close up Act 1 in the next video. See you then.